And a very, very warm welcome along, everybody. Happy New Year. It is the 8th of January, I want to say. Thursday today. I hope everyone is having a fantastic start to the year. And I hope everyone had a wonderful time over the Christmas and New Year period. We are back with a vengeance this year, doing a brand new project. We are going to be running all of the Generation 3 Pokemon through Pokemon Crystal. And we will find out, hopefully, by the end of the year, which is the fastest. Welcome into Kim over on Twitch, and welcome into Ashley and Kambe on YouTube. I don't have a nickname for this SCEPTILE. Couldn't think of one. So I'm just going to call it PT because it's vaguely almost, but not quite like a piranha. That'll do. The name really isn't the most important part of this challenge. The challenge itself is. Welcome in, Lord Cooler. I hope you're doing very, very well. So yeah, we're going to be running every single Generation 3 line through Pokemon Crystal. The exceptions are Wynaught and Azurill because they aren't fully evolved Gen 3 lines. But all of the rest of them are up for grabs. And we will see at the end of the year who is the fastest through Crystal. We've got our work cut out. I'll tell you that, there's what, 70 odd? It's on the thumbnail. How many are there? 74 different challenges we've got to do over the course of this year. Welcome in, Chad and Jason. So I'll tell you what, should we get this one started? Let's see if the auto splitter still works after the holiday. It does. So we're going to be doing end of the line for all of them. Just to make things a little bit simpler, make the challenges a little bit easier, because we've got 70 odd to get through. It's going to take a while regardless. Some of them I'm looking forward to. Like, we know that SCEPTILE is a very good Pokemon. We've run it before. Others are not so good. I'm mainly thinking Shedinja could take a very, very long time to do. We'll probably be on Shedinja for an entire long stream. SCEPTILE's learn set isn't great, but it's not the worst learn set we've seen in Generation 3. There are plenty of Pokemon who are going to have far, far worse learn sets. So this one is a repeat, by the way. We have done SCEPTILE once before on the channel, but the entire decks, barring the Regis, are now backported. I need to do a little bit of coding for the Regis. My plan is to intercept the attack menu, and if we only have struggle as only have a explosion or self-destruct as a move, then we will go straight to struggle. That way they will be able to get a time on the board. That is true, it is bad compared to the others, but hopefully pure stats will see us through. Yep, absolutely. The late level false swipe will save the run. Welcome in, Paul. I hope you're doing very, very well. Happy New Year to you. I hope you've had a fantastic start to your year. It's nice to be running a medium slow Pokemon. I have been in medium fast and slow level up group purgatory for a very long time. No, not screaming. We don't want to call the rival screaming. So what we'll be doing by the end of this run, if it goes badly. Also, apologies if you hear my tummy at all. It's having a moment of it today. So there's a lot of gurgling going on in the background. And now, after stream today, if I've got the energy, I'm going to be recording our first Fire Red run back. And I have no idea how well or badly it's going to do. I've decided to go for Kingdra as our first proper Fire Red run back. If you are a HM friend, you will have seen that we have Kyogre as a... Kyogre as a pilot video, but the first actual one is going to be Kingdra. On the overlay, it shows Leaf Blade as 90 power. But in Gen 3 it was 70. Let me double check what it is coded in-game. So in-game it is 70. I can tell you what's happened here. We've had Leaf Blade on a Pokemon before. And that Leaf Blade would have been the 90 base power. So if I do this and then find my blooming source. Where is it? It's hiding from me. And then this. There we go. All fixed. I would much rather have 90 as well, but the rules of the backports mean that I have to go with the moves as they were in the generation it was introduced. It's a quirk of how the overlay works that it pulls out move info from a hard-coded database, and if two moves have different powers and different effects across different gens, it doesn't know the difference. Good morning, Anderson. I hope you're doing very, very well. Kyogre was really fun. I am half tempted to release it to the public, just because otherwise I've got no out-of-context clip for the intro. Dave for the Pelipper. We're running Pelipper as like run 9, 10, 11, something like that, whatever it is in Dex order, because we are going to be running in Dex order, so I will try and remember Dave the Pelipper. In fact, taking full advantage of the fact that I now have an auto-pausing timer. Streams, backport. Pelipper is going to be the 11th one, and let's make a note of the name Dave for it. Our last one was called Lou, because it looks like a toilet. Now, do we do Sprout Tower today? That is the next question. Could be worth it, because we are weak to the flying type. Yeah, why not? What is the worst that could happen? I mean, the worst that could happen is we end up with 2 escape ropes. Which has happened in a run before, and I did stealthily edit it out. Been having a lot of fun at the start of this year as well with the challenge runs we've recorded. I think we've got a really nice mix of different types of challenges at the moment. I'm really, really enjoying 4 moves. It's becoming my joint favourite series to record along with Supermon. I'm happy that we're now crossing off some of the trickier Pokémon, should we say, from the main series leaderboard, and on top of that, we're doing some fun Gen 3 content in Fire Red as well. So overall, we've got a really, really good start to the year ahead of us. We're also going to be doing a brand new challenge later this month. We're going to be seeing how well Brock fares around the Johto region, taking his entire Pokémon Crystal team round the region, starting at level 5, and we'll see exactly how long it takes us to beat the game. It's going to be somewhere in between a solo run and a Nuzlocke. There's not going to be any permadeath or anything, but we will have a larger team for that one. And if that one goes down well, the plan is to do all of the gym leaders in Gen 2, and then backport in the Gen 3 gym leaders. So I'm creating even more work for myself, but I don't mind, because it's a lot of fun to do. Welcome in, Seajuke. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Because it's an egg move, and not a TM move or a tutor move in Gen 4, we can't get Dragon Breath. It's got to be either a Gen 3 TM, Gen 3 tutor, Gen 4 TM, or Gen 4 tutor move. Porygon 2 is not live yet. That's live on Wednesday next week. The last video out to everybody was Rapidash, I do believe. And then we've got Lickitung on Saturday. By the way, I hope you're all not doing much on Saturday, because Lickitung's an hour and a half bloody long. Fury Cutter, no thank you. 716 for the Zephyr badge. I do just very quickly need to check. I think my map has gone wonky for this. Has it gone wonky? No, that's still working. We're having issues with the gym leader title cards again. Happens from time to time. So it looks like we're running title cardless today. That's absolutely fine. Welcome in, CJ God. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Are we going to get a duplicate escape rope? That is the next question. And if we are, what are we going to do about it? We are getting a duplicate escape rope. That's fine. We need to deposit the egg anyway. Oh, Chad Northern, thank you so much for the $3 super chat. That is very kind of you. I don't know why I full named you there, but thank you, Chad. I mean, if I was full naming you, to be fair, I'd call you Chad Northern 4711. But thank you so much for the $3. That is incredibly kind. Now we are through the first gym. That was probably going to be the hardest of all of the gyms, at least for the first little bit. Jazz could prove to be problematic, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Had a nasty habit recently of forgetting that repel, so we'll make sure to get it this time. Can I show SCEPTILE's front sprite? Not at the moment, because I'm mid-battle. Pursuit, yeah, we need something for the ghost types. We'll have a drink on this Poliwag. Let me manually pause the timer so that my controller input doesn't get caught for this, but here is the front sprite. It's not the best front sprite in the world, but it is definitely a representation of SCEPTILE. Also remember to get the dex number right on this one. That's something I'm pretty lax at doing. While the timer's paused, I am actually very quickly going to take the opportunity to reload my controller script. No, that's the wrong one. See if that fixes the issues we had with the gym leader title cards. Because it feels wrong doing the gyms without them. And now if we could get that timer going again, please. That would be very, very nice. There we go. Didn't mean to encounter this Goldeen. Let's hope we one-shot it because it does have Peck. Ah, we're fine. SCEPTILE was one of the hardest front sprites to do. It's far too big to fit in the 56 by 56 dimensions that Gen 2 sprites allow, so everything got a little bit squished and squooshed. Can totally see what you mean about it looking like Reptar, though. I had a Rugrats game on my N64 when I was a kid. I think it was Rugrats Treasure Hunt, and that was my first exposure to anything Rugrats related. The sprite gets the job done. It's not like the Salamence sprites, where somebody commented, "This is the worst backport sprite I have ever seen in my life." To which I just curled up in a corner and cried for half an hour. So like, that's mean. It's accurate, but it's mean. Have a drink of a Slowpoke. Do we learn Swift? Yes, we do. Are we going to teach Swift? Probably. Will it be a short and sweet move? Definitely. I am trying my hardest to be kinder to myself. It's difficult, but I'm definitely trying. I've also started new medication this year, so I'm hoping that will help with me being kinder to myself as well. We do get Thunder Punch. I mean, we do have Goldenrod City's name rater coming up soon. What the friggin' hell am I buying here? Let's buy some Repels. Let's also buy some super potions because we are a grass type. So we are potentially going to go down. Ugh, hate it when that happens, Gemma. Because I'm on some pretty obscure medication. Happens to me more often than I would care to admit. That I have to go back next day. I've recently swapped pharmacies after they gave me an effervescent version of one of my medications instead of the correct one. I am not a fan of effervescent medication. Got very lucky there, by the way, not to get poisoned by poison sting. Been bitten a few times by poison sting lately. Beat up all of these, and we have one more rocket left to go. Doesn't matter if we get poisoned in this battle, because we get the instant heal afterwards. And we have beaten up Team Rocket. We can take their lunch money, and we'll go into the next gym. There we go, title cards are working. This isn't Bugsy, this is a lie, but at least we know they're working now. Probably going to avoid Bugcatcher Josh in this particular one. Because I don't particularly fancy getting stun spored. Now we do again have the type weakness to Bugsy's Fury Cutter. My plan here is to outspeed and just pound it into the ground. Should get a rough idea of how much we're going to do. No, we're not, because we get a crit. I was going to say we should get a rough idea of how much we'll do against the Scyther by how much we do against the Beedrill. But then we crit. Could get poisoned here by the Kakuna if we low roll. Didn't get poisoned. On to the Scyther. 3-shot. 3-shot. And I used my brain there. We used quick attack. So we didn't take the extra damage. Second badge, 1257. Not bad. Seeing as we did do Sprout Tower. I haven't been to London since 2013. I used to work in London in the late 2000s, early 2010s. But I've not been back for a very, very long time. Don't drink me, Zubat. We are in a medium slow today with our SCEPTILE. Nice crit there. By the way, if you do want to play the SCEPTILE backport or any of the backports we do together here on the channel, they are available on the website. I am so blooming confused. We've got a random regular escape rope now, and we've lost our key escape rope. Let's get rid of that one. And let's just hope that the other escape ropes stay in the bag. That's my plan to deal with that. Repel steps are going to be out of sync, but it's fine. There's a lot of high turnover in the DWP, Gemma. They are, from what I've heard, really struggling with staff retention at the moment. Welcome in, Royal Cayman. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Now, I've got to remember we're not doing 4 moves, so we do need to go and actually speak to the green headman staring at the tree. We will be teaching Headbutt. It's a great move when you've got good speed. And if nothing else, SCEPTILE has phenomenal speed. Your sister and I could have very much... words, please. Your sister and I could have ended up being colleagues at one point. I didn't last too long as a work coach here in the Northwest. There's only so much I could take of it. And it wasn't because of the claimants either, it was because of DWP policy. Like, work coaches' hands are tied with what they can do. I know so many work coaches who want to help more. But the system says no. Welcome in, Wesley, your favourite Christmas gecko. I hope to do your favourite Christmas gecko proud. Do we learn Mud Snap? Yes, we do. But we're not going to teach it. We're going to risk this battle. She's probably my replacement then if she's only been back in the UK for just over a year. DWP hiring processes aren't the quickest, so it would probably have taken them a couple of years to replace the giant gaping void that I left. Get those two mandatories out of the way now. Escape rope out of here. Did we get the bike? Yes, I did. One rental Abra acquired. That is the equivalent of our regular Abra in the party. And now we've got the trip up north. Sword Stance is not a TM in Gen 2. It would get it for Supermon and 4 moves, but because Sword Stance is not a Gen 2 TM, we would not get Sword Stance on this SCEPTILE. The rules are very, very strict with learn sets. Level up moves from the game it was introduced, or as close as we can get to it, with exceptions for things like Helping Hand, which just don't do anything in single battles. And then a combination of the Gen 3 and Gen 4 TM and Tutor Learn sets. That is the way it always works with our backports. Shouldn't have battled this Tangler, really. Oh, it's fine, it's gone for Constrict. They chop and change too many bloody TMs in this game, to be fair. Why on earth am I repelling there? That's neither use nor ornament. Quick PP heal. Not that we needed it, actually. And we will get... Move! We'll get into the gym. Just got less carry to deal with here. She'll be fine. And now it is time for gym number 3. This is Whitney. She's a Northern type specialist, leads with Clefairy. Twister would have been bad if we were Mega, but we aren't, so it's not the worst in the world. A flinch would be nice, but a KO is even better there. Whitney down. Playing badge in 1901. The NPCs in Goldenrod are so frustrating. Like, he's there again. I've questioned that about TMs many times myself. I don't understand how they work unless every single Pokemon has a disc drive, not the other drive that my mouth decided to say. What punch is that? Electric Thunder Punch, that'll do. Get 2. We'll get a spare headbutt as well. And we can get return. Oh, I like the idea of a how-to video. Oh, there's a disc slot in the Pokédex, is there? Can't believe our best stab move is Absorb at this point in the challenge. Purposely taught Thunder Punch because we've got a lot of water types coming up. Oh, bloody hell. We're not off to a good start on this one. If Forgot the squirt bottle because I was too busy thinking about Thunder Punch. We'll pick the time back up when we're in National Park. I'm also going to chalk that misplay up to being on new medication. I'll be using that as an excuse for misplays for a while. Oh, what do you want, Nidoran? Get out of here. How much does Absorb do against the Sudowoodo? Not a lot. Grab this ether. Hello and goodbye to Ecruteak City. And welcome in, Becca. I hope you're doing very, very well today. I'd like to see a return to Johto as well, with updated mechanics. We haven't seen Johto with the Fairy type yet. And I wonder if a lot of the reason why we've not been back to Johto is because they don't know what to do with Whitney. You're on the verge of passing out at your desk? Well, please do get some rest, Becca. Hopefully the weather isn't too bad where you are either. I know it's pretty nasty to the west of me, and I'm hoping it stays to the west of me, to be quite honest. My Christmas Day dinner, I had roast turkey, skinless sausages, Richmond brand by the way. I had roast potatoes, mash, fried breadcrumbs, carrots and broccoli. I will try my best to not send you to sleep, Becca. We can do the maths for that, Anderson. Pursuit is 40 base power. If it's super effective, you times it by 2. So that's 80 base power. Thunder Punch is 75 base power. We don't have a badge boost for electric yet, so yes. But if we were to get Surge's badge boost, then Thunder Punch would do more. Did I even buy the repels there? Yes, I did. It's a bit touch and go at the moment in Nottingham. I've seen the most recent weather charts, and it's looking like the snow is splitting. So there's going to be 2 different areas of precipitation and then a relatively dry patch in the middle. And nobody knows what's going on. To be quite honest with you, nobody in meteorology can tell you exactly what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, we've got to watch out for the nuclear Ampharos. Oh, bloody hell. Season up in my old age. Hopefully I didn't rattle everything too hard then. Such is the nature of the battleground of air that we're in at the moment here in Western Europe, Becca. Some days it'll be mild, other days it'll be freezing, and there's going to be a lot of snow in a lot of places. We just don't know where. Super effective doubles, Anderson. Dig does beat Ghosts. We have no Levitate in this gen, thank goodness. How old am I? I am 35 in May. 34 now, I think. Born 91, so yeah, 35 in May. Jesus, I'm 35 in May. Ugh. I'm getting old. I'm not going to repeat your message, Lord Cooler, but yes, I know exactly what you're referencing. I just don't want to say that out loud because YouTube's been pretty sensitive with everything at the moment, to be fair. I've been that since I was 18, to be fair, Ashley. I was like half an hour away from saying goodnight and thank you for living with my illness, but they brought me back, and I am so sorry for that. Let's beat up. No, not that. This. I keep meaning to meet up with some people I knew many, many years ago, but the trouble is I worked down south and I live up north now. So logistics are impossible. Although one of my former colleagues lives only about 2 hours away from my in-laws in Cyprus. I was also born in May. May the 16th for me. Right, now that we've done the Kimono Girls, we can... Kimono? I'm not from Hull. Kimono Girls will go in into the Burnt Tower and we'll beat up the rival. Not expecting too much bad here. I would advise everybody against putting your dates of birth in chat because it could be linked to you and there are some weird people out there. Like, there'll be people who'll put on a fake, like a fake accent, and I don't know where I'm going with this. It was going to be a joke about them literally impersonating you as a person. Not wrong with all, I'm just not from there. From Lancashire. And I think I'd be lynched if I publicly supported Yorkshire around these parts. There's a fierce rivalry between Lancashire and Yorkshire. And even just talking about Lancashire, can hear my natural accent coming through again. I think the cutoff is 97 for Gen Z. So 96 and before is millennial, and then Gen Z is 97 and later. Welcome in, buddy. The lizard is doing well. Me, not so much. I'm having a right mare of a movement day. Good morning, Seth. I am trying my best with this lizard, but I am not playing on form. Welcome in, absolutely chilling. I hope you're doing very, very well today over on Twitch. It'll be a chill sesh once we've defeated Red, so long way to go there. I'm glad you'll forgive my location, Jason. Can't help it. If it helps, my other half is from Yorkshire, so we do have a mix of locations in the chat. You're chilling to the max, so you're chill. Sounds good to me, absolutely chilling. I like Moomer as a term, Becca. A hybrid millennial zoomer is definitely a Moomer. Please, one shot. I didn't equip the berry. Yes, we're fine. No danger. Nobody panic. We'll grow to 35. Agility, no thank you. We are already almost as fast as Lieutenant Surge's Electrode. They have 1, 2, 3 in speed. He can learn... Oh, Sugar Plum Fairies, we don't want to go in there. If anyone's keeping track of how many times I've almost sworn this year on stream, you can put that as number 1. Thunder Punch is going to save our bacon when it comes to the Gyarados. And actually with Lance. That extra bit of movement we did in Ilex Forest because of the weirdo escape rope shenanigans has got me out of sync with my repels. Lurking and working's all good. That's what I do whenever you stream, Kim. Should have one dig left for this Nudo King. And then we can Leaf Blade the Slowbro. I think at this point Leaf Blade's probably earned its spot in top spot. Oh, don't talk to me about jigsaws at the moment, Becca. That bloody jigsaw that happened on Kim's subathon, I'm still recovering from it now. I can try my best to slow down, just a little bit, so that we can do the rocket section while you're on the school run. I'll just edit the timer script and run on 2 times speed. Now we'll skip that beta elixir, however, yeah, we'll go and grab ourselves Detect, seeing as we're in the neighbourhood. We're not going to use it as a move, but we can sell it for some vitamins. TM10 acquired. We ain't going to be seeing... What on earth is this bag order? We ain't going to be seeing Hidden Power for a while. I know, Slam at 43, we're really in the money with that. Just you wait until we see how well Lickitung does together. Lickitung has the single best learn set of any Pokemon via level up. Genuinely fantastic. Truly one of the best experiences I have ever played in Pokemon Crystal. And that's definitely the reason why the video's an hour and a half long. Because I wanted to share the fun with you all. And not because it was one of the worst times I've ever had playing Pokemon Crystal at the start. We got super unlucky there with him hitting us with Ice Punch. The AI is completely random. Yeah, Earthquake's on this list for SCEPTILE as a TM, and it was on the TM list for Lickitung as well, but we had 8 badges to get through before Lickitung got Earthquake. I cannot wait for people to see the Lickitung run. That's all I'm going to say. It's out on a Saturday to the general public. If you want to see it early, join the channel membership. Become a HM friend. Throw money at me, ostensibly. But only if you can afford it. I actually feel really bad, genuinely, about the length of that video. Genuinely feel terrible about it because I don't like videos going over an hour. Goodbye, Chuck. But there was not much I could do to get that video length shorter. So I was at 33.15 for Chuck there. And that was a pointless movement, wasn't it? I like to think that I kept the video compelling, but it's still phenomenally long for a single Pokemon. Earthquake will be useful for Rival 5 up through to past Lieutenant Surge. I am genuinely considering backporting Licky Licky. I know at the moment we are focusing primarily on our Gen 3 championship on stream, but I might do Licky Licky as a little bonus. Took the risk and it paid off for those. Actually, let's artificially enhance our Pokemon now. Right, what aren't we going to need? Don't need them 2 berries. Don't need the Nouges. Don't need the Charcoal. Not going to use Dynamic Punch. Not going to use Rock Smash. Can't learn Shadow Ball. Mudslap, no. Swagger, no. Detect, no. Attract, also no. And no thank you, Fury Cutter. Sell me balls as well on the market there. And what should we get? Oh, I might sell an Ether actually. I'll sell 2 Ethers. Sod it. Oh, we're still short. What else can we get rid of? We don't need a single Super Potion. We are dumping calcium in this thing. We've got the secret potion, so we might as well pop over to Olivine and say hello to Jazz. There we go, 1 radioactive Ampharos all healed up. And now let us get into the gym. This is Jasmine. She specialises in cheating and she leads with Magnemite. I know the bones on this thing are going to be fantastic now. Leaf Blade was always going to do the most there against the Steelix. Purposely didn't hold the Miracle Seed either, because if we held the Miracle Seed, we'd get her into Healing Loop range. Oh, we didn't speak with that bloody dick up here, did we? There we go, now he commits murder. I believe it does have the enhanced crit rate. Although I will double check, actually. It does, and it's also correctly implemented in the coding. Always best to double check these things. One of the advantages as well of running the HM friends as items is that we are now able to learn Dig throughout the course of a challenge. Yes, Leaf Blade got buffed up to 90 and the overlay got confused by that earlier. Had to go in and manually edit it back down to 70. No sense in having a grass type move at the top slot at the moment either. With all of these rockets. Must remember to speak to this one after we've beaten her. I've forgotten that a couple of times recently. Now, even though we're focusing on our special attack, our physical attack is still pretty good at 85. So we will invest some time in getting protein as well. Free money with that TM. I feel like the Leaf Blade buff might have been a direct result of it becoming physical. Because a 20 base power buff means that even with Sceptile's slightly lower physical attack versus special attack, it's probably going to do roughly the same on a Pokemon with equivalent special physical defense. So yeah, it would probably be about fair for Leaf Blade. Thank you for popping in, buddy. I hope you have a wonderful day at work, and I'll catch you soon on stream. Nice flinch there on the Gloom. Nearly done with this horrible section of the challenge. And there we go. All complete. We can get out of here. And now we're going into what might be the most miserable gym ever for the gym leader. Price, bless him, he's an ice type specialist, so in theory, he would have the type advantage over the grass type. But just you watch what's about to happen to him. 7th gym leader, Price. Specialises in being a bit crap. Leads with Seal. Weak to grass. Growth 41. Dugong comes out. Dugong goes down. Piloswine's here. Piloswine's gone. And we obtain the Glacier badge in 4153. My movement is not good at the moment. I was in Gen 3 earlier this morning doing some testing. So I'm going to use that as an excuse. I like to think that Price uses the equivalent of a Stanner stair lift for the ice puzzle. It's like he's just got ice on a conveyor belt to get him in place. I've wasted so many bloody steps in here. Get the max repels, and now we want the elixir. And we want the extra nugget as well. I use controller to play. Always have done, always will do. I'm just going to give my hands a quick break and rehydrate though. Every single challenge we've done together here on the channel has been on controller. In fact, I am seizing up a little bit, so I'll take this opportunity to just have a little stretch for a moment or two, and then we'll get back into the run. How are we doing for time today? We're at only 50 minutes into the stream. If we do well, if we don't have anything too bad, I will do Blaziken as well today. Good morning, Deadpool, and while I am giving my hands a break, because I am in a lot more pain than I thought in that sum, who do we think is going to come out on top in Gen 3? Or should I say in the Gen 3 Championships? Zangoose is definitely a good shout. Zangoose could potentially do very, very well. My controller is a Power A. However, don't forget we also have Kyogre. Rayquaza's in with a shout. Groudon's in with a shout. The Lattys aren't, unfortunately. Slacking struggles because of its slow level up group and not particularly strong early game moves. It's only when we get Headbutt that Slacking speeds up. And who do we think is going to come bottom? Because somebody has to be the worst Pokemon in Gen 3. I have a feeling personally it'll be Shedinja, but I could be wrong. We won't be running Phoebus itself because we'll start as Milotic because I'm not going through that pain again. Surf will carry Love Disc a certain amount, but it will struggle after that. Yeah, Mawile is not great. Mawile's learn set is not great. I've just had a look at Mawile's learn set. The only saving grace is that it gets Vise Grip. Illumise is probably going to struggle because I think it's also in the bad experience group as opposed to the good Gen 3 experience group. Now we should have another couple of Nugets to sell. Linoon gets Belly Drum. Therefore, Linoon will do very well once we get Belly Drum. Linoon's one of the ones I'm looking forward to. I think we also get early game Headbutt. Like pre-Headbutt TM Headbutt with Linoon. Linoon on its best day could probably actually get podium finish. Like, if I play well, if we get the luck, there is a greater than 0 chance that Linoon finishes top 3. At least if we exclude legendaries from that. On the flip side, I think Mightyena is going to be one that we'll think does well, but struggles. Because we've run Mighty Inner once before on the channel, and I don't remember having a good time doing it. If Linoon can learn the punches via tutor in Gen 3, then yes. Absol was a bit disappointing, actually, when I ran it first time. I was legitimately expecting a bit of a tussle between Absol and Zangoose for the top, but Absol fell slightly flat. And I think it's because we don't get physical stab with Absol. I'm not a big fan of rollout myself. Absolutely not to slam. One of the worst moves they've ever made in this game. Didn't get poisoned by sludge, that's not too bad. The trouble with rollout is it always seems to miss at the crucial moment. There are times where we have to rely on rollout. And when rollout works, it works very well. The trouble is, it's like a coin toss as to whether you're going to hit all 5 rollouts or not. And we've been on the losing end a few too many times for rollouts, coin toss. Oh yeah, with good RNG, rollout is phenomenal. There's absolutely no doubt about it, but it's about getting the RNG in the first place. Haunter? I barely know her. The rival being as much of a joke as you would expect. We almost timed it right, Ashley, for your school run. Happy New Year to you as well, though, Ashley. I'm sure we'll catch up on another stream. Yeah, 60% isn't great for the odds of hitting every single rollout. Gonna start using up some of these dig PPs. Dig's actually slowed us down a little bit because it's a 2-turn move. So we're getting extra text boxes. So we probably lost about 30 seconds just because of dig. On course for about a 53-minute clear at the moment as well, I would say. Maybe quicker depending on how fast we do the rest of these rockets. Oh, if I'd have realised that, I'd have put Rapidash out much later on. I would have timed it. I love timing my challenges with real-world events. It was Rapidash I put out, wasn't it, and not Ninetales? I'm suffering really badly from the brain fog at the moment, so I am struggling to remember things that should be blatantly obvious to me. Lunar New Year this year is the 17th of February. See, that I can remember. My most recent video, I can't. The human brain is such a weird thing. There we go, we're pivoting slightly now to a more special learn set. But we'll keep return for fairly good neutral physical coverage. At least for now. Pump our SCEPTILE full of even more vitamins. Year of the Snake currently. I believe the badge boost is 10% rounded down. It's either 10% or 12.5%. I want to do Galarian Rapidash, but I cannot get my head around how to do the sprites for it. It's one of those Pokemon, the sprite work is such a bloody mental block. Hidden Power Ice is currently 78 base power, yes. Ever so slightly stronger than Thunder Punch. Get the pink bow from Marie. And we'll get ourselves into Blackthorn. We'll use Return against Rossini. Save the Hidden Power PP for the Dragonair. I can tell we've used a lot of vitamins in this challenge actually because Return's already at full power. Normally we don't get it at full power until we talk to Claire. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not that au fait with Gen 1. Wrong move. Definitely don't want to Leaf Blade the Dratini. Probably would have gone down, to be fair. Claire time. Final Jotonian leader. Dragon-type specialist leads with Dragonair. She's got 3 Dragonair, in fact. They're probably all going to suffer the same fate. Of being one-shot by Hidden Power Ice. Then we do the combo of Hidden Power and a Leaf Blade to make sure that Claire does not a healing loop, thus saving a quick turn of damage. Here comes everyone's favourite cool trainer. Darren will get rid of him. He will never be forgiven for what he did to our Cargo. And after answering the survey, we will obtain the Rising Badge in 54.59. Sub 55 minute Claire. Not too bad for the first stream of the year. Let's get the heck out of here now. Who shall we battle? The Psychic's usually fairly easy. I think it's because it lets you climb waterfalls. So the Rising Badge is what allows you to rise above the waterfall at Tojo Falls. Or at least that's always been my interpretation of the Rising Badge. Take on this Espeon as well. Nice quick battle for some fairly good experience. This is a mandatory Rapidash, so we do have to take it on. I play at 4 times speed, Benny, so I have a bit of a leg up. We would have been here for 4 hours if we were playing at regular speed. Oh, what do we do now? I've got 4 move syndrome here. I'm going to get rid of Leaf Blade. Because we can always get Giga Drain for the red fight. Maybe for blue as well. I think Earthquake is going to be needed for certain trainers that we've got coming up. Absolutely not to any kind of like race. I play in such a different way to 99% of all the other challenge runners that I would struggle to participate. Like, because I've curated rule sets that work for me and my brain. Playing by somebody else's rules just wouldn't work. Well, welcome in, Rumus. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Let's take a very brief look at our stats. Level 51 with 162 HP, holding the Mint Berry even now with Return Thunder Punch, Earthquake, Hidden Power, Ice. 128 in attack, 103 in defense, 149 special attack, 129 special defense, 159 in the speed departments. Do an Umbreon run? Not today, thank you. Maybe at some point. But I am not a DJ. I don't take requests. I'm an absolute maverick. You're not wrong, Kamikiko. Thank you for your very kind super thanks, isn't it, on pre-records for the Porygon 2 challenge that's coming out next week. Oh, that was so close to a one-shot on the Slowbro. Up next is Koga. Technically, we have the type disadvantage to Koga, but I have a feeling he's not going to be too difficult. You did an Ampharos solo challenge in Silver. How did it go? Ampharos is a very good Pokemon. I just wish it learned Ice Punch. Is that a range or are we just unlucky? Fortress didn't turn itself into a bomb, so we get through. Bruno next. Oh, he didn't go for dig, did he? Without resets, even better. Absolutely not Bruno. First reset because of the 10% chance to burn. I think it's 10%. Bruno. Bruno. Have you been in touch with Jasmine? Have you been on the old secret potion, Bruno? Have you been chugging away at Jasmine's secret potion spectacular? Welcome in, Oddish. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Ooh. Bruno is on the old secret potion. You've not drowned yet? I know the weather is absolutely horrific where you are, Oddish. You know what? I'm going to Thunder Punch it. I was hoping for a para. Murder the Onyx. We are through. I've seen the type of amber warning you're in as well, Oddish, and it's not that far from a red. I forgot to do any kind of prep work here for Jazz, so we are just winging it and hoping for the best. We could win, or we could lose at this point. Depends on how badly Murkrow beats us up. I hate Sand Attack. My mother-in-law, Oddish, is trying to get to Bude today from Cyprus. She picked the worst possible day. I like Mega Sceptile as well. Mega Sceptile's actually in this backport. It's just we're not playing with Megas today. Yeah, Bude is being beaten up at the moment. Her brother is driving from Bristol to pick her up. I'm just glad she had an early flight so the plane could actually land in the Midlands. We have got through the Elite Four just about. Relatively unscathed. The 103.33. Not the best, not the worst. But this is only half of the story. Let's get on with the other half. Also, if you remind me at the end of the challenge, I will demonstrate Mega Sceptile if I remember. Let's take this one to completion. The storm is undergoing what's known as explosive cyclogenesis. Good morning, D1. SCEPTILE is definitely having its moment. We are up to 3 resets. It's just the overlay's lying. I was thinking about you the other day, actually, Oddish, and I can't remember why. It was definitely something positive. It was probably just general thinking of how you are. I did have a KFC the other day, actually. Yeah, that could have been it. Yeah, we'll just use super here. Right, let's have a chat with this chairman of the Pokémon fan club. Another rare candy acquired. Why doesn't SCEPTILE learn Dragon Breath? Because it is not classed as a TM in Generation 3 or Generation 4 for this Pokemon. Explosive Cyclogenesis Evangelion. God, that's hard for me to say. Oof, spinal injury sounds horrible. And at the same time as moving, that should be illegal. I hope you are recovering as best you can, though, from your spinal injury. Beat up Surgeon, 105.43, by the way. Get in the friggin' door, for goodness sake. I am very glad that both your doctor and your boyfriend are mandating bed rest. Are you reacting to what happened on screen, Kanbei, or are you just saying poor Surge because that's our default state of mind when we think about his existence? Because both are perfectly valid. He's like the price of Kanto. Yes, completely agree. I'm in such a good mood today. Surge the Tenrex, Surge the bloody train wreck. Let's beat up Erica. Not her Pokemon, just Erica herself. She's covered one too many times for Team Rocket. You made it to lunch? Happy days. You absolute bitch, Blossom. There we go. Rainbow badge acquired. See, I'd be inclined to agree with that Kamikiku, but he's also just generally incompetent. And if he didn't want to make the children suffer, why does he have the electric trash can puzzle in Gen 1 and 3? Yeah, we are showing Erica what grass types are like if she'd waited... How long was it? About 11 years? 10, 11 years? Between generations? This is what you could have had, Erica. Oh yay, false swipe. Definitely be the game-changing move. Well done, Janine. You wasted your money on another dire hit. Janine, you could probably have put a deposit down on a house for the amount of dire hits you have wasted in battle with us. Rummaging through bins for Surge's badge is probably what most trainers do. Because any trainer who's worth anything will not wear Surge's badge with pride. Yeah, exactly. Even in the anime, Surge is not particularly well respected. Thank God we've got the lantern. Completely agree about SCEPTILE's front sprite being goofy as well. It's an all-around goofy-looking Pokémon, to be fair. I wish we could learn Zap Cannon in this run. It's one of my favourite moves. That is probably the real reason that Gary went for the illegal badges. Like, some of them don't count. He needs to challenge himself. Oh, piss. Misjudged our physical attack ever so slightly. And we are paying the absolute price. Though most of that was RNG. Oh, this run is an absolute hot mess. I've messed up the movement there to save time. I just never think ahead, Kanbei, so you're in good company. Why am I hidden power icing and Vaporeon? What is wrong with me? Nugget Bridge is not the place I want to be right now, to be fair. We are probably only about 10-15 minutes away from the end of this challenge, though. Replace the coffee with Pepsi Max, and that's ostensibly my wake-up existence. I'm very much on the Pepsi Max train at the moment as opposed to the Coke Zero. Caffeine is caffeine. We've got Stab back now, though, at least. This is Misty. She's a water-type specialist, so good luck. She'll need it. I do like a good ginger beer. See, I only drink about 1.75 litres a day unless I'm recording. I've never been a big drinker of liquids, as opposed to all those solids you can drink. Let's get ourselves back to some kind of sensible pace with this one. I am far too much of a lightweight to even consider drinking any alcohol at all these days. Did you mull it over before deciding to get that, Oddish? I don't know what eggnog is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. Quite honestly. Always is when Oddish is about, Kanbei. Please put that sentence back in your mouth. I'd never, ever, ever want to read that sentence again. I'm not even going to read that out loud. Might be one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard. That people willingly put in their mouths. I've not had advocate before, no. It's the description of eggnog that makes it sound absolutely foul. Sure, it's actually very nice. I will trust your opinion there, Kamakiku. I can assure you that eggnog will never cross my lips. Mince pies, on the other hand, gimme, gimme, gimme. You absolute swine! You can't mirror move and paralyze us, Pidgeot! I can't believe that just happened. Also, I wasn't meant to get rid of Earthquake. I was meant to get rid of Thunder Punch, but we'll make do now. Earth Badge acquired. I like how Oak doesn't care about the rarity of the Pokemon you bring to him. All he cares about is quantity. He'd do very well as a line manager in the DWP, to be quite honest. I must consume a solid 1% of that billion mince pies. I'm just going to swap to the thumbnail, by the way, to do the rare candying, because I know that the flashing of the rare candying can be a little bit... What's the word I'm looking for? A little bit uncomfortable if you are particularly photosensitive, so I will do it all off screen, but we are now at the maximum level. Don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable with the repeated flashing of the rare candy. Genuinely, if I think about it for a minute, I've probably had about 90 to 100 mince pies this season. And that's lowballing for me. I would regularly consume 200 odd mince pies. Right, it is time for Red. His title card didn't play, but we don't really care at this point. We just want this run over with. There we go. Pikachu's gone. Venusaur's next. Venusaur sets up the sun because he hates fun. And, yeah, a crit. The RNG has hated us on this one, hasn't it? What the hell are you doing, Red? Drink the Espeon. Drink the Espeon. Wrong move. I'm going to rewind there, I don't care. I meant to go for Thunder Punch. Get the paralysis off. Reflect has faded. Fully paralyzed, and we get the win. What date are we today? We're the 8th today. What time was that? 1:21:10. Let's see if my leaderboard works for this one. There we go. We're in first place, you know. 1 out of 1 runs. We'll put it on the Crystal Streaming leaderboard, see how we do. 38th place, not bad. Not too bad at all. Thank you for popping in, Anderson. I hope you had a wonderful time today. So that is the SCEPTILE all completed. Timer's still going because it doesn't know that the run has ended anymore. We will possibly do another challenge today. I'm just currently fixing something that broke mid-challenge on that one, so I can't see chat for a moment either. If I do that and that, and then that, maybe that will fix it. Maybe it won't. Phalanx was fun. Seems like I didn't do the Mega Evolution properly on this one. Never mind. Yeah, that is a known bug in 4 moves. Happened to us on stream a couple of weeks ago. Haven't got round to fixing that one yet. How are we doing for time? 37 minutes past. Well, we managed to get one run done. I think we can possibly stretch to another. How do we feel about it? I will need to be right back for a moment if we do another one today. Because there are plenty of bits that need doing. Let's get the run changed over. I've completely forgotten about Blaziken, haven't I? Should we do Swampert today because we know it'll be a quick one and then we'll do Blaziken in the middle? Like, we'll do Blaziken next time, probably tomorrow. Blaziken, the blazing chicken. Swampert should be a nice easy one. Although it's not a duck. Which is the only shame about Swampert. Can it be an honorary duck? Let me get everything swapped over. Kamikiku, about this time tomorrow. Just getting the last bit sorted for this run, and then we will be good to go. No promises, but if I've got the energy, I'll try and get a Ducklet Swanner backport done overnight. Does anyone have any nickname ideas for a Swampert, by the way? I'll have a look at its learn set, see what it gets. I can't imagine it gets anything too difficult. I will be honest, Kanbei, part of the reason why I don't stream as often on bank holidays anymore is because a lot of people watch me while they're working. Swampuppy? I might just go for puppies so that we keep nickname lengths about 5 characters or fewer. Oh, it's between Swampy and Swampuppy for me. Just having a look, by the way, at Swanner's Learn set. Fairly easy. The only difficult one might be Tailwind. Swampy? We'll go for Swampy. Level 35 evolution in medium fast. Ugh. Torchic. Nope, that's the wrong ball. Do we get anything good for Rival 2? No. Level 5 with 260. Is that right? That is the right dex number, Squidge. Well done. Level 5 with 26 HP, holding a berry with tackle and growl. 17 in attack, 15 in defense and the specials, 12 in speed. Running Hidden Power Dark on this one. And now if I've done everything right, the timer should auto start. Oh, I thought we were going to get encounterless then. I think if we bided on Bayleaf, it would beat us up in 2 Razor Leafs at most. Now, Swampert is many things, but it is not a fast Pokemon. Gonna get the extra berry because we've got the quad weakness as well. Probably only need 1 PlayStation berry this time as well. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing Sprout Tower on this one, I've got to be honest. Base 60 speed means we're likely to not outspeed Pikachu, which is the issue. This battle's going to be hell. I am proud of this back sprite. I think it's better than the SWAMPERT one. Not the SWAMPERT, the SCEPTILE one, but that's not hard. So the reason, by the way, the catching tutorial crashes is because catching is completely disabled in 4 moves. So the game just doesn't know what to do. Double hop-up is nice. Enough with the encounters, please. I know we're not doing Sprout Tower. We don't need to gain the equivalent experience on the way up. Game, please. It's payback for the clean early route we got. We had a very good Route 29 with just 1 encounter. So the game was like, 4 steps and everything. No, we run from that. That thing is scary. There is nothing more terrifying when you're 4 times weak to grass than an early game Bellsprout. I would love Mudkip's wild encounters. Early game in this game, it would make so many more grass types viable. Got Jumpluff coming up next month and I'm already bricking it because I know that one is going to make Lickitung look like a breeze. Hey, we've got Faulkner's title card back. Aren't we lucky? I like how Faulkner's teaching us about Mudslap when we have Mudslap on the learn set. Oh dear. Did I forget to set that flag? We were supposed to get the key escape rope there. We did not. Alright, what's the best way to fix this? It's going to be a delay of about 2-3 minutes. because I need to remake this one. Enjoy work. I'm hoping that Sigwin will be fairly quick doing this. At the mercy of Sigwin, though. Timer is correctly paused, though, and I'm going to fix it by talking to that sign when the game remakes itself. I forgot to set the events to grab the HM items. So my fix for this is to make that sign and set the events for me. Literally just waiting on Sigwin making the game again now. I prefer Sigwin over WSL. Okay, that's weird. We're still not getting the HM items. Oh dear. I wonder why. What's gone wrong? Take two. Well, there's a will, there's a bloody way with this. Might have to abandon the run, though, if this does break completely. Let me just double check which sign I've put it on. Violet City sign. Yep. No idea why it's not working properly. No, it wouldn't be one of my streams without technical problems, would it really? It's all part of the fun. Right, so we've spoken to the sign. That should clear the events. We've got the key escape rope. That is good. That means we can at least carry on for now. We will keep on pretending like nothing's happened. Do the old ostrich way of just burying our head in the sand and pretending that the problems don't exist. Oh, don't hurt yourself in confusion. Do a quick heal in here for PP porpoises. I love how much experience Onyx gives us. I love that that coughing has no special defense. See, I'm still on Windows 10. I refuse to upgrade. Windows 11 causes far too many blue screens for me to want to ever use it. Trouble is, Adobe products, which I use for editing, are not available on Linux, so I can't upgrade. Or should I say I can't swap to Linux. I remember you saying all your personal devices are Linux. Why am I trying to mudshot this thing? Yeah, the biggest thing is software and a little bit of hardware compatibility for Linux. Because my capture card I don't think would work either on Linux. Twins also have random AI. They don't know what move they're ever going to use, which makes the Wobbuffet challenge incredibly difficult. I'm in that awkward situation where if I wasn't creating content, I would absolutely be on Linux. But because my workflow is so reliant on very specific programs, I can't swap. $10.35 for the Hive badge. Alright, this is a battle I've been dreading. Let's take him on. We are relying purely on RNG for this battle. We can survive 2 non-crit Razor Leafs. Trouble is, he seems to be on a bit of the old secret potion here. That swap's actually really bad for us because it's keeping Reflect up longer. And Mudshot missed. Ugh. I don't like battles where you have to play for RNG. Because it would be significantly quicker doing this than it will be to try and get 4 levels. We're through now, though. That could have been better, but it could also have been a lot worse. Oh, if I had a secret potion, I would absolutely use it at every available opportunity. I think Triple Question Mark took pity on us. Also, all the other HM items are working. It was just the escape rope that was broken. So we can bring this run to completion, thank goodness. Not happy enough for a turn yet, but we can get an Ice Punch. Ice Punch, baby. Also, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I finally fixed something on the overlay that's been broken for about 2.5 years. When the overlay transitions from out of battle to in battle, it now finally fades the current battle stats in and out again. Hasn't done that in years. And it's such a minute detail that nobody's going to notice. But it bugged me, and over Christmas I finally sorted it out. It was swapping from the image-based overlay to everything being HTML-based. So we're talking a very long time ago now, actually. I just never got round to re-implementing it because it was on a separate page. And it was one of those, while it bugged me, it was always that little bit too much effort to do on top of anything else when I was going in the overlay. For the non-streaming overlays now, there's literally only one component that is no longer HTML based, and that is the reset counter. That's still a text file. There's no window capture anymore. Everything else is fully baked into HTML. It's brilliant at this point. Time for Whitney. Yeah, nobody did call me out on it. Which amazed me because it faded for the best part of 3 or 4 months before I reworked the overlays. That was a fun summer spent trying to recode everything from scratch. It was about the same time that backports started to become a little bit more popular. And the idea of having to make an image-based overlay for every single backport was not appealing. Because the overlay used to be just a single PNG file, with them bits overlaid on top via GameHook and the like. Whereas now it's a completely responsive, completely flexible HTML file. It's just made with the idea of making it as close as possible to the image-based overlay. All potatoes are appealing, whether they're peeled or not to me. I could go for some jacket potatoes, actually. It's just the weather for it as well. I say that as I'm opening the window for a bit because I'm actually overheating in here. It's like 3 degrees outside, Celsius, and I am very, very warm in this room. I have a huge weakness for spuds, yeah. Not even gonna lie. I love spuds. Potatoes are one of my favourite foods. Oh, jacket spuds are always a good idea. Even in the middle of summer, I'll have jacket potatoes. I will take the kitchen overheating for a delicious, succulent jacket potato. Though I'm not a big fan of them when you buy them out. Like, I'd never really go to somewhere like Spadulicae for them. Much rather have them at home. I am ostensibly a tall hobbit, you're not wrong. I just slept in a grow bag overnight for many, many years. So many bloody water types in this area. But we need all the levels we can get before taking on Rival 3 just to be safe. We do not want to repeat of Rival 2. Thunder Punch would be incredibly useful. What level do we learn Earthquake? 52 Gs. We will be using the League's Earthquake as opposed to our level up Earthquake. At least we outspeed the Haunter. One shot the Bayleaf, we are absolutely in the money now. One shot the Zubat. And obliterate the Magnemite. Into the next gym we go. Should be an easy one. I'm going to try and use Surf where we can as well, because it's 100% accurate as opposed to Mudshot's 95. We've already seen it once miss in the crucial moment. Can probably get away with an Ice Punch on this Ghastly. And now we will take Morty on, 4th gym leader of this challenge. 20th overall today. I think we were speed tied with that Gengar at the end there. And we got lucky. But I will not complain about a good bit of RNG luck. Lord knows we deserve it after some of the stuff we've been through today. Miller is so good that even though we don't have to go into Mount Mortar, I will always go and take him on. However, we do not want to take on that hiker. He's terrible. Oh, look, it's Ghosts of Video's future. Looking forward to Nidoking's Supermon run. With any luck, I'll be able to get it out by the end of the month. There's a duck. We like ducks. Quack indeed. Ducks are cool. Literally just getting TM10 so we can sell it for money later. Get the secret potion, try and snag some for ourselves a little later on in this run. Even though we are not a special attacker, I forgot to go into the frigging cafe. I never do that. I've just always loved ducks in general. I think they're really cute. This is what we call pivoting to make the best of a bad situation. At least it means we'll get a fairly good time between Jasmine and Chuck. I think a lot of people just assume that ducks are domesticated, tame animals. So they will try and treat them like they'd treat somebody else's pet. But they're not. They're very wild animals. So they're going to be protective over themselves. Let's do the housekeeping for this challenge. Apparently we weren't wearing a rappel the entire time. It does also annoy me when people feed bread to ducks, because it's really not good for them. And I get that people think that they're helping the ducks by feeding them. But bread is just empty calories for a duck. Peas are really good for ducks. There's that video, isn't there, of the ducks annihilating a bowl of peas. Isn't that a Duffy song, Birdseed? I love peas as well. Maybe I'm part duck. Excuse me. We should give peas a chance, you're not wrong. How are we doing for time? 23 minutes past 4. I'm going to give myself a very quick mental breather. I'm not going to go to a BRB screen or anything. Just I've started to notice I am slightly messing up my inputs from time to time. So, best to just take a little mental breather for a moment. So that way, I'm giving SWAMPERT a fair crack at getting a good time. Now, even though we are going to be focusing primarily on our Gen 3 backports, I am always open to other backport ideas. I love the idea of running Ducklet and Swanner. But if you have anything that you've been wanting to see backported, now's the time to mention it, because I've got my backport list file open. One Pokemon, actually, that I am in the process of backporting is Rotom. And I'm not sure what to do with Rotom. Because technically, when it was introduced, it was just a single form. I could have sworn that I did Mega Salamence. Maybe I didn't. Oh no, because it wasn't me that started that backport, I only polished it off to get it done for a video. Yeah, I need to get Mega Salamence in there. Lycanroc and Dashbun are two that are medium-high priority at the very least. Aerolate is actually a fairly easy move to fairly easy ability to backport. You know how we've got Weather Ball that changes type depending on the weather? We can use the same code and just run through a check on all damaging hitting moves, where if the move is normal type and the Pokemon is Salamence and the attack is a normal type, then change it to a flying type and buff its power. It'd be a combination of hidden power and weather ball, really. Well, to be fair, just all hidden power I could do it with. Yeah, because we've got moves like Magnitude and Hidden Power that have variable damage. We can add a boost. Yeah, Stab's handled completely separately. So I would boost the raw power. I know you're no longer on the purple site, but if I've got the energy, I'll stream backporting Aerolate. To be fair, it would give me a good excuse to stream on my second channel. Second channel link, by the way, if anyone wants it. Got a bit distracted, haven't we? We've got a run to do. Brain's getting in coding mode. Let's carry on with this. So the trouble now that I've got the timer that reacts to my controller. Like, I'm very easily distracted anyway. But not having to pause the timer means that I will just go off topic an awful lot more. Oh, I do want that nugget, actually. Just thinking about other pieces of code I could nab. We have the type boosting items that boost by 10%. So I'll be able to figure out fairly easily what to do to get the extra little bit of damage, like divide by 10, multiply by 3, add it to the original damage. And then just stick it behind the abilities flag. I think part of the issue with Mega Salamence is going to be trying to make its sprite look any different from its regular back sprite. Because from the perspective of a Gen 2 sprite... Oh, for God's sake. I'm having a mare of it today, aren't I? Rapunzel's Tower, thank you so much for the raid. That is incredibly kind of you. I hope you had a wonderful stream. What were you up to? What were you playing? Hope you had fun with whatever it is you were playing. Welcome, Raiders. We are currently at the very, very beginning of a very long and arduous challenge. Of forcing the Generation 3 Pokemon into Generation 2. And then seeing which one's quickest. Welcome in, Peach. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Music is super loud compared to my voice. Let's fix that. Oh, thank you, Peach, for the recommendation. We really must catch up, actually, Peach. It's been far too long. But if you do need to raid and run, raid and lurk, raid and do whatever, don't feel obliged to stick around. Self-care is the most important thing you can do, and honestly, do as I say, not as I do. With that, to be perfectly frank with you, I'm terrible at self-care, but brilliant at telling other people Bad. Hello, Bad. What are you doing in here? I'm really proud of this back sprite. It's not very often I'm proud of a back sprite, but this one I will give myself credit for. Muddy water, absolutely not. We've got surf. There's no need for any other move. And in case you're wondering what on earth I am doing, I'm trying to beat Pokemon Crystal in the fastest possible time. Not going to happen on this one. Had some terrible luck and made some terrible decisions, to be quite frank with you. But we shall see. But Kambe, the reason that the microphone was a little bit loud, a little bit quiet, is because I've completely reset all my microphone settings and I forgot to adjust it in this OBS scenes collection. Like, it's perfect for pre-records now. Thank you for the follow. We do have a very weird follow alert there. That's not the one that should be up. I don't name names with the followers, but thank you regardless. And we have also modded this game so that we don't have to use HMs in the field. We have a bunch of HM items. And the names get more and more ridiculous as I ran out of inspiration. Not quite sure, actually, how we're going to get through Price. I mean, fairly easily, but still. Sometimes we get proper follow alerts. Other times we get a trumpet out of nowhere. I'm going to PP up, Surf. Let's Ether. We'll just headbutt him into next week. There's nothing ridiculous about the fart jar. You're not wrong, Kambe. No, that's a nice punch. Meant to go for a headbutt. I'm tired. Can you tell? It's the day ending and why, of course, I'm tired. At least the pile of shite won't be difficult to knock out. It is a pleasure to meet you too. I hope you had a wonderful stream and I hope you have an even better dinner. Dinner is calling me as well. Been talking a lot about jacket potatoes, so I might brave a trip to the old supermarket and grab some. Because it is the weather over here for jacket potatoes. It's the weather to hunker down, isn't it? We don't even need waterfall. We're just getting that out of pure muscle memory. That is right. I am live on both YouTube and Twitch. And it's exactly the same wherever you watch. It's just if you're on YouTube and you have YouTube Premium, you won't get adverts. If you've got Twitch Turbo, but you don't have YouTube Premium, you won't get adverts that way. The more choices, the better. I like it with just butter, I've got to be honest. And then I normally have some sausages with them. Let's buy 12 of their finest max repels. That'll see us through to the end of the challenge. Elixir. Barely knows her. Nugget. Do we want to get the PP up? I feel like we should get the PP up in this one. Don't know why. Oh, Earthquake's probably a good reason to get the PP up, actually. It's only 10 PP. Alright, how are we doing for vitamins? We can get 3 more protein in, so we'll buy one of those. Then possibly focus on carbos. I don't think we need any more calcium. Should be happy enough to get a return. Oh, must already have got it. Don't need those. Don't need the Scamtidote anymore. Not going to use Icy Wind. Going to keep hold of Mud Slap in case things get desperate. So 1 more protein. Can only afford 1 Carbos at the moment, but that's better than 0. Save onto the PP up for now. That's maximum vitamins in attack now. And considering we are a physical attacker, that seems to make the most sense to me. Ooh, the town next to you opened a gym, so you're thinking about getting a membership. See, I'm in a really awkward situation with a gym. I want to start going to the gym a couple of times a week, but A, I am too socially awkward to go on my own, and B, the nearest gym is only next to a bus stop, which is half an hour away. On the bus, I should say, not the bus stop itself, as opposed to the nearest gym on a train station, which is a very, very long way away. But the train's a lot quicker. Back when I lived in my old place, so I did actually frequent the gym quite a fair bit. Not that you could tell. I was still very much boom barda walking around. But I felt good being all boom barda. Now, I do apologise for having to do this rocket section. It is truly horrendous. I dislike it as much as everybody else, but it's the only way we can get through. Going after work in the quiet time sounds like a very good idea. I probably should be doing the gym again myself. I was on metazapine for most of last year, and one of the side effects of metazapine is it makes you crave carbs. So I was eating myself out of house and home last year. But that is part of my medication changes this year. I'm on something different for my brain. Something different for my digestive system. Something different all round. You never know, 2026 might be the year that we crack the code. And if not, we'll have a bloody good go at trying regardless. Into the basement we go. Rival 4 should be trivial. Emphasis on the word should. Get rid of the Golbat. Meganium comes out. Probably not going to one-shot. Gone for a Flex, which is annoying, but we can deal with it. Thank goodness Surf is overpowered. There we go, damageless Rival 4. 45 minutes for the Rival 4 split. Not too bad. Definitely on a better pace on this one than we were on a SCEPTILE earlier. Almost through this part of the rocket section, and then we've only got one other part and we can finish it off for the day. And only 7 more levels until we get Earthquake. It's actually going to be tight between getting Earthquake naturally and getting Earthquake via the TM at Victory Road. Could go either way depending on how many extras we face on the routes to Victory Road. How are we doing on surf PPs? We'll use the max ether we've just picked up in just a moment. No thank you to protect. Now we are going to hold on to the Scamulet coin today because we're likely going to want Ice Beam later on. Gonna want is really awkward to say, isn't it? Also, it makes no grammatical sense if I think about it. Going to want. Yeah, I'm just auditioning to be the 6th Spice Girl. I'll leave it all up to your better judgment as to what the Spice Girl name would be. They're 30 years ago this year, actually. That's terrifying to think about. Chip Spice. One last rocket before we can put this section to bed. We are free from Rocket Purgatory now for another challenge. We'll grab this pink bow. Get the radio card. The Team 11212 shout out is broken because we're running a backport. And into Blackthorn we go, where we should probably actually at this point sack Headbutt. You could probably hear the click of me trying the button. Like this clicky sound here. Oh, Claire's come up because of that. It's the button I use to get all of the title cards and other on-screen elements showing. Like, anything that I want to trigger manually is set to that button. Might be able to one-shot with return, actually, those Dragonair. Give it a try against Cool Trainer Mike's. Seemed to be a fairly comfortable one-shot. This is Claire. She's our final Jotonian leader. Dragon type specialist leads with Dragonair. Yeah, save on the super effective text that way as well. Start with a mud shot. Hopefully she's not going to heal. Bah, she did anyway. Never mind. Lost a couple of seconds there. Welcome in, Frankie. You're not late, you're just... Can't think of the word I was saying. My brain is late. There we go. That'll do. But thank you for joining in with the raid. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. You're being fashionable. Not following the crowd. A wizard is never late. Also, that is an adorable Piplup emote. You're being productive in Lurky? Well, congratulations on being productive. I hope you're having a fantastic time with whatever it is you're doing. It's funny you should mention that, Kanbei. I've literally just got the Met Office app open on my phone. And yeah, it's looking like this front is splitting just south of Birmingham. Although there is some very heavy snow currently across South Wales and the very southern tip of the Midlands. And now that we're after dark, it's going to be a lot more conducive to it staying as snow. One of the things I'm trying to learn in my challenges this year is that I don't need to overheal. There's technically nothing wrong with going in at lower HP if you're going to one-shot everything. See, I don't drive, but I would be terrified of driving in the snow. We are having one of the coldest starts to the year in like 16 years, I want to say. I think 2010 was the last time it started this cold here in the UK. I'm assuming, Kanbei, you're in your element, whereas I'm incredibly grumbly about it. To quote McDonald's, you're loving it? Fair. Thank you for the lurk, Kanbei. Hope work isn't too strenuous for you. Final rival of the run. Critical hit Razor Leaf there is a little bit scary, isn't it? Should be fine. Yeah, nothing to worry about at all. Just a little bit of a scary moment for a moment, but we're fine. Buy some full restores. And let's have a very, very quick look at our stats. We are level 51 with 192 HP, holding the Scamulet coin with Surf Return, Earthquake and Ice Punch, 155 in attack, 126 in defense, 131 special attack, special defense rather, 126 special attack, 98 speed. These are just the out of battle stats. We will get a big buff in battle, as we're about to see. Against Will, he's our first league member. He is a psychic type specialist who leads with Xatu. One shot the first Xatu with Ice Punch, and we'll use Ice Punch against the Executor as well. It goes down in one, so he sends out his Jinx. We'll return away the Jinx. And we'll use Return against the Sobro. It goes for Amnesia because it's silly. And I believe he has now handed us the win. 56-14 for Will. Up second is Koga. Koga is a poison type specialist who also specialises in not winning. Double Earthquake to get us started here. Triple Earthquake and maybe Quadruple Earthquake on this Fortress. Crobat will Ice Punch. Don't outspeed it, so I'm hoping for a one-shot. We didn't quite get it. But we've frozen it. Not that it matters because he full healed and we missed. It's fine. Kogadun will waste some time in the bag. Bruno is our third victim in this Pokemon League. He's a fighting type specialist. I think Agatha retired. That's what I like to think, just because I don't like the idea of her passing away. Ooh, not quite a one-shot on that Machamp. It's fine, even a cross-chop crit didn't knock us out. Got a remarkable amount of bulk, actually. Oh, we're just shy of level 54. I'm not going to use any rare candies here because it feels like they'd be a waste. Bitterberry, do we have a HP up? Yes, we do. Karen time. This will go how it goes, quite honestly. I mean, if there's a Pokemon to miss on, it's the Murkrow. Right, we're through Karen first time. Now, unless Lance gets very, very lucky, we should be getting Sub-Hour League on this one. I like that he's sending out his Dragonite thinking that it's going to make any difference to the outcome of this battle. Just means I have to do fewer inputs. 56 acquired. There is a universe where Ancient Power Omniboosts several times in a row to stall us. 59-24 for the last split. That's not bad at all, considering we're live on stream. Hall of Fame time for this one of 59-40. This is only half the story, though. We've still got Kanto left to go. So we'll do a very quick reset. Let's get on with it. At the moment, I reckon we're on pace for like a 115. Should be very good for stream recently. Now, we've already made fun of Surge once today, but he's going to have an even worse time of it now. Although we are 1 speed point slower than his Electrode here. Oh, we grew up a level, so we outsped. Surge, your AI was even worse than I expected. We went from 122 to 124 speed. Oh, Surge, you're terrible. I mean, I'm grateful that Surge is terrible, but goodness me. I think that's the first time, actually, we've ever done that. Where we were going to be slower than, admittedly, a very, very annoying Pokemon to not outspeed. And we calculated it, in quotes, calculated to perfection. Couldn't do that if I tried. Second gym leader is Erica. She's the one we've got the 4 times weakness to. So we're just going to ice punch her away and hope for the best. Not looking forward to the Jumpluff run. Oddish, I'm not sure if you're still about, but I apologise in advance for all of the horrible things I'm going to say about Jumpluff when we get onto its challenge. Surge will never beat those accusations. Gen 5, I've forgotten her name. The Gen 5 electric leader is terrifying. Alessa, that's it. Her Emolga is one of the scariest Pokemon I have ever come up across in regular gameplay. Is Iono the one with the Magnemite hair accessories? Quick PP heal. Messed up the movement slightly there. But we still managed to get through with enough rappel steps. Oh god, the Met Office have issued a red warning, haven't they? Red for wind, Jesus Christ. I hope you and everyone you know, Oddish, is somewhere safe. In fact, I'm going to have to... I'm not going off stream, but I will have to send this to my other half. You have a feeling you won't be in possession of your own bins come the end of today. Please do keep yourself safe, Oddish. I will catch you very, very soon. Hopefully when the weather is a little bit less terrifying. Yeah, that's the thing. Will the shed survive? Hopefully, is the answer. But if you are in the southwest of England, please do make sure you've got everything prepared for what is going to be some very, very, very nasty weather. Stay indoors unless you absolutely have to leave the house. Don't take unnecessary journeys. Don't take trips in the sea. Everything like that. Like, only go out if you have to. And even then, consider if there's another option. Been in a red wind warning myself a couple of times. They are scary as heck. There's one time when I lived in South Manchester where we had a red warning, and it was one of the single silliest things I ever decided to do, because I decided to walk to B&M in the red warning, and I was about 20 to 30 centimetres away from the estate agent's shop front sign, not just a random estate agent sign, but the entire shop front sign landing on my head. The southeast seems to be getting off kind of lightly with this. It's just going to be a bit wet. I will say I do think the Met Office should have named this storm before the French Met Service did. It was obvious from about Sunday at the absolute latest that it was going to be some wild weather today. Oh, sugar, we don't want to forget earthquake. Thank you for popping in, Kamikiku. I hope you have a wonderful dinner. Sure, we'll catch up very soon, hopefully tomorrow. Boo for Just... Actually, no, I'm not going to boo Just Rain. I would actually rather have Just Rain, to be fair. Max Repel. Then we will do Elixir. Super Potion, Air Balloon. 2 more gyms left to go. Then we can all go home for the day. Feel sorry for Blaine. He is a fire type specialist and we've got a water ground type. I read that's homeless and moneyless. Like, yeah, we've just stolen half of his money. I always get so lost in this place. Not 100% sure either how I want to play red, so I'm covering all bases. Final gym leader time. This is Blue. And he leads with Pidgeot. Thank goodness Solar Beam's a 2-turn move. Easy Blue. Once again, no reaction from Professor Elm as we bring him a Pokémon that he doesn't even know exists yet. Once again, I'm going to swap to the thumbnail to do the rare candying just so that it doesn't hurt anybody's eyes. Because I appreciate the flashing can be more than a little much. how do I want to play this first try? This might be the stupidest idea I've ever had, but I'm rolling with it. Where's the quick claw gone? Just want to wear out this repel first. Let us take on red now. We just one-shot the Venusaur. Sometimes the stupidest ideas are the best ideas. Dynamic Punch is a fantastic move. I don't care what anyone else says. Oh, I'm happy with that one. I reckon probably next year I'm going to do the same set of challenges, but off stream, like as pre-recorded videos. Oh, it's going to be so good doing Swampert with that strat. Should we see where we end up? Well, that's no use nor neither use nor ornament, is it? That's a SCEPTILE for no good reason. If it works, it works. You're not wrong. 3 minutes ahead of the SCEPTILE challenge there. What about overall for streaming? 29th fastest stream. When I'm not playing at my best, I'm not going to complain. There is another Swampert challenge where we got a 112, but I am still very much getting back to peak form, so I'm going to take a 119 on stream today. But we have now been live for just over 3 and a bit hours. I think that is as much as I've got in me for today. But I hope you all had fun. It has definitely been a great start to our Generation 3 Championship that we're going to be doing the entire year. Now, I will be back tomorrow. If I can get it done in time, we're going to be playing Swanna tomorrow. If not, we'll just carry on with exactly what we're doing now. Carrying on with the Gen 3 Championship. If you aren't able to make it tomorrow, there is a pre-recorded video coming out on Saturday of Lickitung only. HM friends, I'm going to try and get a video done in the next couple of days as well. Try and rebuild that backlog. But thank you to everybody for popping in today. Thank you to everybody who has followed. Thank you to Rapunzel's Tower for the raid. Thank you to Chad Northern for the $3 super chat. And once again, Kamikiku, I know you're off now, but thank you for the £5 super thanks on a video coming out next week. Hope you all have had a lot of fun today. Please do remember to leave a like if you are watching this either live or on the VOD. and I will catch you all very, very soon. Sonic, before I go, hi Mad, bye Mad, sorry, stream has finished. And I'm so sorry, Kanbei, you just missed it. It was a very quick red fight. I will catch you all tomorrow at 2 PM.